So there you have it, a major part of the investigation being attributed to that family that was just traveling through on their way and then found it in their footage, found the van in their footage. But she did mention at the very end there, the search for Brian Laundrie is still on. He's still missing, and we're expecting a big press conference tomorrow from the family lawyer. I'm going to bring in Katie Tchaikovsky. She is a criminal defense lawyer and an expert really when it comes to this kind of thing. Katie, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm curious what your thoughts are when this lawyer steps up to the podium. This will be the first time we're hearing from anyone on the Laundrie side, really, in the national spotlight here. We've been waiting to hear from the family, but we're going to hear from the lawyer. What are your expectations?
Well, with a defense attorney at this point in an investigation, really the only substantive statement you could give would be if there was some sort of exonerating evidence that we don't know about, like an alibi or something very specific. Otherwise, as we know, silence cannot be used against you in court. It may be used against you in the media, but for all intents and purposes, Brian's probably smart to not make any statements if there's nothing to say that's not a total alibi, because at this point, it's an investigation. Obviously, there's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of evidence that's been popping up and pieces that people are putting together. But really, for a defense attorney, there's not going to be any way to combat the case until the investigation is complete. And that's going to put your client in the best position to fight this in court if it gets there. And right now, we don't even know if it's going to.
Katie, nothing is off the table for this case. I mean, we just learned last week that Brian Laundrie was even missing. If he somehow shows up between tonight and tomorrow, the press conference, how does that change things? How does that adapt the case?
Well, it really depends on what evidence the FBI and the police have at this point and whether they have enough to actually charge him or actually move forward with making him more than just a person of interest in this case, because right now that's all he is. Obviously, they were in a relationship. Obviously, we know that there was a history of domestic violence, maybe on both sides. We don't really know the details of that. But beyond that, her disappearance isn't connected to him directly yet. They need to actually have that piece. And we may not know about it. They may have something that we don't know. I know that the investigators are working tirelessly on this as well. So it won't really make a difference in terms of the investigation, but it could make a difference in terms of the ultimate consequences here if this moves forward and he is charged.
Why hasn't he become a suspect yet? For people who are sitting at home and have just seen that he's been a person of interest up to this point, what's the difference between that and a suspect?
Well, I think it's really difficult when the media takes over the case in front of what the investigation really shows. And, it's easy to kind of come up with theories about why somebody is guilty, but he has not been charged. He's not been named because they likely didn't have enough to actually go to that link. They actually have to have something that connects him to the crime, not the fact that he was her boyfriend and with her. They want to talk to him, but they have to have that link that actually might implicate him criminally. Because even though we might all think, based on what the media has been portraying and what the evidence has been showing up to this point, that he maybe even is guilty, that's a long way from where we are in reality on the legal side.
Katie, what kind of role is the family playing into this right now? Because we've seen them coming out of the home just a little bit, speaking with law enforcement, with Northport Police Department, as well as the FBI. What is their involvement in this from your perception?
Well, the optics from the family are not good. I don't think that they're doing their son any favors in terms of defending the case. I think it's causing a huge cloud of suspicion. I don't know if they've been implicated with keeping him away from the police or helping him get away in some way, and that would implicate them criminally potentially. So I would say from a defensive perspective, it is not the best strategy in terms of trying to mitigate the outcome of this, because even if he is charged, we don't know the extent of how this might have gone down, because there's a big difference between a premeditated murder versus something that might have happened in the heat of an argument. So even if that is the case and he is somehow involved, the extent of his involvement and the actual criminal consequences for him are yet to be known. The family's role isn't doing him any favors. It's very suspicious. Can that be used against him? maybe not directly in court, but obviously in the eyes of the public, it's not going to help matters. It's not going to get any support for him if he is in fact claiming to be uninvolved in this. It doesn't look very good. It looks very suspicious.
I mean, could the parents eventually be charged, depending on what their involvement was?
Well, sure, they could be involved if they're harboring a fugitive, if they're somehow engaging in something after the fact to help him cover up something or to get his belongings together and leave, then certainly that is going to be an issue for them. So I think that there's a lot of things in this case that are very interesting and suspicious, and I'd be curious to see what the actual evidence shakes out to be. In terms of defending the case, for his attorney's sake, they're not going to be able to even come close to a strategy until there's a lot more information out there, because there's a lot of pieces that we just absolutely have no idea about right now. But the parents could absolutely be criminally implicated if they're involved in trying to keep him from law enforcement or somehow cover up any sort of evidence, get rid of evidence, things of this sort. So certainly there's a lot of liability on the table here across the board.
What's the most surprising thing as you've been watching this case from beginning to where we're at right now? What has stuck out to you the most that's been peculiar?
On the criminal side of things, sadly, I don't think it's that peculiar. We have now evidence that this was somewhat of an abusive relationship or there was domestic issues. And I think this really goes to show that what people portray on the internet and social media is really just a small part of the true story of what is going on in their life. And I think that's what's really captivated people here, is that you have this cute young couple that seem like they're just out to have a good time and be involved in nature and have this like really kind of innocent view of life based on what they put out on the internet. But the truth now, as we kind of dig deeper and deeper, is a lot darker than that. And I think that's really kind of a lesson that we all should take from it, sadly. But on the criminal side, I think it's pretty obvious that there was some serious issues going on between them, even violent issues leading up to her disappearance. Whether that's related or not, it's hard to say, but it's really difficult to see that it wouldn't be, considering how close in time this other incident was in mid-August to her disappearance. And certainly it doesn't seem like that was the first altercation that they might have had, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we just played out for everyone, a portion of that body camera footage in Utah of post-call from a domestic disturbance, and then the 911 call that was obtained today, which kind of flipped the script a little bit and said that, hey, maybe Brian Laundrie wasn't as kind as we all thought he was from that body camera footage. So things changing with more information coming in, video, pictures. What kind of role do you think all of these images, all of these videos are going to play eventually in a courtroom?
A huge role. I mean, social media, digital evidence is everything. And I mean, everybody out there that's sending tips into the FBI, that's huge. I mean, the fact that we are even able to obtain this level of evidence and footage is incredible. And I hope that it brings the answers closer and the truth closer for the family, because I think that's what this really is all about at the end of the day, what really truly happened. And that's what we all deserve to know. That's what the justice system is, hopefully designed to reveal, if things are done correctly and fairly, the truth.
Right. Katie, we're getting some unconfirmed reports at this time that press conference might be canceled tomorrow. It was supposed to take place at 1 p.m. Eastern time in New York, again with the lawyer for the Brian Laundrie family. Any idea on why we might be canceling a press conference so close to when it's supposed to happen?
There's nothing to say from the defense side. Silence is your best friend. That cannot be used against you in court. It is best to keep your mouth shut across the board in any criminal investigation, unless, of course, I said there's some sort of alibi or some extremely specific evidence that we don't know about that they want to share early on. Otherwise, you're always going to be in your best position legally if you wait until the conclusion of an investigation where you have access to all of the evidence and can put together your defense strategy. So I don't see any reason for the attorney to make a statement now, aside from offering something like that. And they probably don't have a piece of evidence of that sort.
I mean, do you think it would have made a difference if they would have come out and said something a little bit earlier in the case, so we could have heard from at least a family member or Brian Laundrie if he was in fact at home, like police say he was when they said that they knew his location? Do you think it would have made a difference?
not necessarily in the eyes of the law. And I think he needs to protect himself as much as possible, criminally speaking. Now, in the eyes of the media, obviously he can be tried and convicted long before this is all over. But the truth is that there's always more than meets the eye to an investigation. You really have to wait until you have that complete evidentiary packet before you can really assess what's going to happen in a case. And like I said, even if he was involved in her murder, there's still a big question about the circumstances. Was this something that was planned? Was it something that happened in the heat of the moment? Was there some sort of self-defense? Was another person involved? What exactly happened? There's so many potential options here. I don't think we're anywhere close to drawing conclusions, even though we have these pieces of evidence that make it very interesting to analyze. I think it's a difficult thing to do, but from the defense perspective, you really have to be patient to protect yourself and put yourself in that position. And I mean, even if there was something that happened with him, he still is entitled to present a defense here. So I think that would be the wisest thing to do, is not make any statements, because anything that he says in the media or otherwise can be used against him in court. And that's not necessarily going to be to his benefit at this point.
All right, Katie Cherkosky, any last thoughts going into tomorrow and the rest of the week in this investigation?
I hope that they will come to some answers here for the family of Gabby. And I think that we're all going to be waiting to hear the details of this really tragic story.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Hopefully we'll speak again very soon talking about this, as this case definitely is not going away. Will likely turn into a legal battle between someone we don't know yet. But things keep changing every single day. We appreciate you coming on the show and clarifying it for us.
Thanks for having me. Take care.